I love this show because we have experts on, and today is Family Law Friday. My expert is attorney John Schmidt, who joins me now. Welcome back to the show, John. Today, tough topic, but something that you deal with often, divorce.
It is. Thanks, John. Yeah, we do about 50% of our practice in divorce.
All right, so let's talk about the two scenarios. Whenever I think of divorce, I think of uncontested. They seem to agree. Everyone's good about how things will go. And then we have, when it gets a little contentious, I guess you call that contested.
That's correct.
So tell me about the difference in those two. I'm assuming uncontested, a lot easier.
A lot easier, a lot cheaper, and and a lot less stressful for everybody, because it's always stressful when you're suing somebody. The process of divorce itself is stressful. And so if you do uncontested, if there are children, the clock starts when the other person enters their appearance. So basically we file the initial paperwork, and then 60 days later, one party comes in, can sign the paperwork, and as long as you've done the required classes, we can file it. You'll be divorced in, short period of time. So it's up to the court after that, but 60, 70, 80 days, something like that, from the time we file and the person enters their appearance. Contested divorce is different. So contested divorce is where there's a fight, and that process can take as long as the parties want to make it last. But I like to try to bring things home quickly, and because the longer you drag it out, the more negative things you say about each other, and the uglier it gets, and the more you spend on the process. I just don't think it puts clients in a healthy spot. So zealously fight for our clients, try to get them everything they're entitled to, give them the best advice that we can possibly give them, and hit it hard and fast and solve the problem as quickly as possible. And that's what we like to do. I come out of consulting where we focus on results, and I like to focus on results. I like to get it done and try to move the case on.
Yeah, and let's be clear, you like positive outcomes for your client.
For my client.
You're there to fight for your client, so if you're going through a divorce or perhaps you see one on the horizon, it's important to give him a call, attorney John Schmidt. Okay, let's talk about a scenario here I'm going to throw at you because this happened to me. I had a friend of mine call me. He said, I've been served divorce papers. The guy was devastated. He did not see it coming. He says, what do you think I should do? I'm not an attorney. You know what he should do. What does he do?
Call us.
Now.
Now, yeah. Call us now. You only have 20 days to respond and file an answer. And if you tinker with it or you let your rights sit there, you can get a default judgment against you if you're not careful. So it's important to call an attorney and get the process started where you can file your answer.
Okay, now you mentioned, you said, everything that my client is entitled to, I'm going to fight for that. Let's talk about something that's a little bit more, I don't want to say vague, let's just say harder to figure out. Kids, when kids are involved, okay, how does that work? I know it's got to complicate matters.
It does. There's, the things that kind of complicate things. Kids, pets, family heirlooms, all have emotional ties to them and complicate the process. But when kids are involved, there's a presumption of joint custody and equal parenting time. So that's a change in recent years, which is good. Dads and moms now are recognized as being equally important to the child. And it can be overcome, but it's there. And so, if you're going through divorce and you don't have children, and you've been separated for the requisite amount of time, I can get you divorced very, very quickly. But if you have children, there's that 60-day clock that starts from the time they enter their appearance and or get served, and we go from there. So kids can complicate things, and of course child support's involved at that point and everything else.
So is there anything that is cut and dried in the state of Kentucky as far as alimony, maintenance, child support? Is it cut and dried, or is it all up to the judge?
No. So spousal support, maintenance, alimony, that's discretionary and fact-based. So that's case by case. Child support is statutory. So the real trick with child support is an accurate picture of income. And if you have an accurate picture of everybody's income, you know whether there's daycare or not daycare, you know who's paying medicals or not paying medicals for the children. If all the information that we need that goes into the calculation of child support is there, that's pretty simple. That's pretty cut and dry. It can be agreed upon by the parties, and you can have a deviation from it, and parties frequently do. You know, in my personal case, you know, Mac's wife and I said, we'll just split things down the middle and, you know, roughly equivalent incomes, but we're not going to nickel and dime each other. And we've been able to work together in these last, 10 years, 11 years to do that, and it's been very successful. So it's your life, right? So you can control a lot of it. But where you feel like maybe it's beyond your control or you're not sure what to do and you need guidance, then we can help.
Off script here, I have to ask you, you mentioned you've been through a divorce. Did that process help you understand a little bit more about your clients and what they go through? Because I think it's one thing to know the law, and you obviously know that. But did that help you a little bit of like, hey, this is an emotional process too? It
helped me a lot. You know, you can sympathize, but empathy only comes with experience. And so, you know, if you walked a mile in the shoes, then you have that shared experience and you can empathize. So I have a lot of empathy for people on this because I've been through it not just once but twice. So, yeah, I know. Okay. We didn't talk about that.
That's okay. Experience counts.
Experience counts. So I have a lot of experience personally in divorce, and then of course I do it for a living. So, yeah. So it is a traumatic thing, and it's kind of difficult for anybody who goes through it. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the process then, as far as getting a hold of John Schmidt. As I said, very knowledgeable about the law. He's a family law attorney. This is his field of expertise. So, if someone says, "Hey, it's coming. I need to get my ducks in a row," you can probably give them basically a checklist. Here's what you need before you come see me. Let's get it together, right?
Yeah, we will send a questionnaire to people where they can give us some information and they can fill it out online. And then when they show up, we can get the process started to do whatever it is they need to do. So if it's uncontested, we can square that away and solve their problem. If it's contested, we can get the ball rolling and work hard to solve their problem. I have a real push, and I like to see results, positive results. So I like to keep the ball rolling, and I like to see things get resolved in as positive way as possible, solving their problem as quickly and effectively as possible, and by doing that, minimizing their legal fees too.
Yes.
So, you know, now people sometimes want to pay for the fight, and they're entitled to pay to fight. But if that's not their bag, that's not their thing they're into, you know, we get done.
Here we go.
Right? We can solve the problems. And that's really what we try to do, is we try to really get in there and solve the problems for people, and let them move on with their lives.
All right. John, thank you very much.
Thanks, John.
Family Law Friday, Attorney John Schmidt. If you have a family issue, then give him a call today. The number is on the screen.